Way to commit to new goals related to reducing emissions. It's been 5 years since the board pledged to reach net zero emissions by 2050.
Earlier this month, our Bella Caracta told us about a group pushing for more. And tonight, Bella has an update on the progress toward those goals.
At this month's OPPD board meeting, environmental stewardship was not on the agenda, but it was a topic of conversation.
I think there needs to be more investment in proven lower emission technologies.
Thursday evening, many thanked OPPD for their consideration of public input. 6 News covered a community meeting earlier this month asking for interim goals to keep the power company accountable along its journey to reach net zero emissions by 2050. Board Chair Eric Williams says they're working on it.
But currently the policy doesn't specify what pathway we might be on. So what we're looking for in the policy now is to help determine from where we are to where we're going by 2050, how we're going to get there, what specific objectives do we expect to be accomplished along the way.
In a presentation Tuesday, 2 main interim goals were presented. Both target an emissions reduction range for 2027 and 2040.
That gives us some flexibility to figure out, okay, we think we can be within that range.
Some people opposed the net zero policy altogether.
Need to consider and figure out how much this is going to cost.
I asked the board chair about that concern and what people can expect.
The decarbonization study, coupled with the resource plan that we did and approved last year, did highlight the potential for increases in the future, but we don't have explicit numbers at this time. That's a more detailed number that usually comes when individual projects come online.
Given the unfinished conversations, the issue was sent back for further consideration. On your side in Omaha, Bella Caracta, 6 News.
There is no board meeting next month. A draft may be ready for public input in August.
We also found out tonight about salary increases for the OPPD president and vice presidents. Listen up. The board approved around a $73,000 pay bump for the president, whose salary goes from $784,000 to $857,000 per year. Vice presidents at the utility will see an increase of $20,000 in their salary.